solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Indiana, and that I will honestly, faithfully, and impartially discharge the duties of my trust as a Board of Public Works member for the city of Huntington to the best of my skill, knowledge, and ability. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to this meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety for the City of Huntington on October 20th, 2025. Since we've just sworn in our new member, Luke Runyon, we're going to go ahead and call the business meeting to order, beginning with a roll call. Christy?
Mayor Strick,
Present.
Daniel Albertson,
Present.
Megan Bonbrake,
Present.
Anthony Lesnickia,
Present.
Luke Runyon.
Present.
Thank you. And having established a quorum for the conducting of city business, we'll move along to the first item on the agenda, which is minutes of the previous meeting from October 6th. Is there a motion to bring the minutes to the floor for consideration and adoption?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second on the minutes. Further discussion and consideration by board members. Okay, not seeing or hearing any further discussion on the minutes, we'll call the question in favor of adoption as submitted. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The minutes are adopted. Next on the agenda under old business, we have change order number 7 for the long-term control plan. Is there a motion to bring this to the floor for consideration?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and second. Director Cutress.
Yes, change order number 7 on the long-term control plan is a change order that encompasses about 15 different items that have been from either some changes or some quantity adjustments throughout the long-term control plan as we work to near completion on the pipe work, and that some of it includes some adjusting of some water main items to work around some conflicts, some sanitary sewer tap connections for a couple of houses that had to go beyond where they were originally intended to reconnect those houses. A couple of changes at CSO 9 and CSO 11, as well as some water main work to eliminate some shutoffs. So we added a couple of water valves and that kind of thing as we work through some rerouting of some water main to work on the project. Overall, with these 15 different items on this change order, it was a net increase on the total project of $8,730.80. So it would be my recommendation at this time that the board authorize the mayor to sign change order number 7 for $8,730.80.
Thank you, Director Cutress. Was the septic vault on Tipton the one change you were in that change order?
Correct. That is one of those items.
For the benefit of the public and the board members, could you elaborate a little bit on that situation so folks understand some of the challenges we run into when we dig up a street?
Yeah, so as we were working across Tipton Street, we actually found an old, in between Jefferson and Cherry Street, we found an old, for lack of a better term, septic system. It was essentially constructed out of hand-laid limestone blocks. 2 different houses that we were able to verify on Tipton Street on the north side there went into that shared septic system that was out in the street, actually. So we had to work through abandoning that and running whole new sewer laterals for both those houses from Tipton Street all the way around to the back of their house where their sewers left their houses. So it took a lot of work. Took probably about 2.5 weeks to get it all sorted out, get it all rerouted and reconnected and everything. So that is one of the items in this, was the work that Atlas did on that portion of the project. It was all unforeseen, unexpected work.
Thank you, Director Kutchers. Yep. Any further question or comment by board members?
Just out of curiosity, how old do you think that dated back? Do you guys have any idea?
I would say that dated back probably near the age of those houses, which, from speaking with one of the residents, her house was built in 1880 something.
Okay.
So fairly old.
Okay.
Safe to say it would have predated the brick that was down on Tipton.
Correct. Yes.
All right.
Further question or discussion? Seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of authorizing change order number 7 on the long-term control plan. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item is change order number 1, Cottage Park and Jessup, the Okra portion. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration and approval?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Director Kutchers.
Yes, so brief update on the Cottage Park and Jessup project. Everything is complete at this point. We're working on closing out all of the contract documents, especially the Okra portion. The reason you see 2 change orders on the agenda, both change order number 1 for the same project, is because of the way Okra funded this project. They were only able to fund the stormwater portion, and in that project could include anything road or stormwater related, but it could not include the water main portion of the project. So we had to have 2 separate agreements on this project, one for the water main work, and then a second agreement for everything else. That's just what we had to do to get the $600,000 from Okra on this project. So change order number 1 under the Okra portion, which again included the road, the sidewalk, and all of the storm sewer and sewer work. This change order dealt with a couple of sanitary sewer conflicts, again rerouting some of those beyond where we anticipated, as well as some roadway undercuts to deal with poor soils. But the majority of this is adjusting for final quantities in the project, making the final agreement match what was actually completed out there. The total for change order number 1 under the Okra portion of the project is a total decrease in the project cost of $267,198.76. So that is a $267,000 savings that the city has on this project. It'd be my recommendation that the board authorize the mayor to sign change order number 1 for Cottage Park and Jessup under the Okra portion.
Further discussion and consideration by board members? Okay, not seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of authorization of change order number 1, Cottage Park and Jessup, the Okra portion. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And next up, as alluded to by Director Kutchers, is the city portion of that same change order. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration and authorization?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Director Kutchers, anything to add from the first portion?
Nothing extremely substantial. Again, this is just the water main portion of the project, and this is just adjusting final quantities. The total decrease in the project would be of $6,875.96. So that's a $6,800 savings on this portion. It'd be my recommendation that the board authorize the mayor to sign change order number 1 for the city portion of Cottage Park and Jessup.
Further discussion and consideration by board members? Not seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of authorization of change order number 1 on the city portion for Cottage Park and Jessup. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Next item under new business with Board of Public Works and Safety Resolution 2025-13. Is there a motion to bring this to the floor for consideration and approval?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Mr. Hartberg.
Thank you. Before the meeting, I circulated a copy of the Board of Works Resolution 2025-13. By adopting this resolution, the Board of Works would be assigning this to the city's redevelopment commission, the specs, the design, and the maximum, the guaranteed maximum contract amount to the city's redevelopment commission, which in turn assigns those things to the redevelopment authority, with direction for the redevelopment authority to complete the project and pay for that project, and then ultimately transfer the project back to the city.
Thank you, Mr. Harper. Further question or discussion for the board members regarding the resolution? Okay, not seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of approval of Resolution 2025-13. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is ordinance enforcement. Move along to public hearing on 631 First Street and open up the public hearing on this matter at this time, if there's any members of the public here to address the board on the matter. Not seeing or hearing anyone present in the gallery to address the board regarding 631 First Street or having received any written comment on it, we will close the public hearing for 631 First Street and open the public hearing on 765 and 769 East Washington Street. Any members of the public here to address the board on this matter may come forward at this time. Not seeing or hearing any members of the public in the gallery or online or having received any written communication, we will now close the public hearing on 765, 769 East Washington Street and move along to the orders of enforcement. First is 631 First Street. Is there a motion to bring the matter to the floor for discussion and consideration by the board?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Commissioner Paul.
Good afternoon. The property is owned by Hanover Lending LLC, 2042 Broadway Street, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'll just run through this timeline for the board members real quick. In February of this year, we had received a complaint through the mayor's office about the TV antenna on the front of the building that was falling down and was leaning over the power lines. After that, I did send the owner a courtesy notice, just noting 4 items that needed to be corrected. I offered them 30 days to complete the repairs. When we send that courtesy notice out, we send an extra copy to have them sign it, date it, mail it back to us. We received that back in the mail on March 5th. By signing that, they agreed that they would make those repairs within those 30 days. They did not make any repairs, nothing was done. So in April, I called their management office, spoke with somebody about this property and about the Washington Street property. They acknowledged everything, said that they would get on it and get them corrected within the next week. The next month, I made another phone call. Along with, prior to calling them, I noticed that the 631 First Street, the roof had a lot of shingles missing off the southwest side, and it was down to the roof deck, so there was definitely water getting into the home. I had let them know that, had another conversation with them in June, and still nothing had gotten done. So we set up the inspection, and the order of enforcement on this property was issued on September 30th, 2025. This is on the house and the detached garage. There are 8 unsafe violations, 9 minimum housing violations, along with 8 corrective measures for compliance. The order of enforcement as written had a deadline date of October 30th, 2025. To this time, I have not had a conversation. They've not called in. They've not corresponded with us at all, and I have drove by this afternoon, and nothing has been done at the property to date. So it would be my recommendation to affirm the order of enforcement with a deadline date of October 30th, 2025. And we could bring this back at the Board of Works meeting on November 3rd.
Yep.
Questions or comment by board members?
Did you select the 30th as a regular interval or for the next deadline?
Probably, what, the 30 days?
Oh,
The
is
order
that
of
where it ended?
the order of enforcement
Oh,
is at a
okay.
30-day,
Mm-hmm.
quickest amount of time you can go, shortest amount of time.
And you said this started in February?
Yes.
And we can assess up to how much for willful? How's the phrase? Willful failure for compliance?
The max,
5,000?
5,000.
Yeah, what's the last correspondence that you had with this individual or entity? Have you had any, or it's just
Did you
all
say it
been?
was March,
June,
June?
June 24th.
Further discussion or comment by board members?
I noticed that they had other properties that had similar, the city having to rebuild a porch owned by the same company several years back. Is there any way we can expedite this process in the event that they still don't?
So it's a good question, Luke. The timeline that we have is set by statute, and so we have to, this is the expedited process. It grinds slowly, it grinds finely.
But it grinds, yes.
Okay, not hearing further discussion by board members, do I have a motion to affirm the order of enforcement as written with the current deadlines? And is there consideration of fines for willful failure to comply?
Is this just for the First Street?
631
Okay,
first.
this is just for the
Yep.
First Street home.
Yep, each property is its
Yep,
own
so- okay.
consideration.
And we can do up to 5. And this has been going on since February? And you've only had contact one time?
I've called them twice.
But you've only had direct contact once, and that was just with the property manager, not the...
Property manager, the head of their maintenance.
Okay.
Yes, me reaching out to them.
Okay. I think we should, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm struggling, it's Monday. Affirm the order, but I think we should apply a fine, but what do we feel is necessary as the board?
Do you have a dollar amount you'd like to propose?
Well, we have 2 properties, so should we start with
That shouldn't
25?
matter, but I think 2,500
I
has
think
been a
25.
precedent for
Yeah,
lately for.
I think 2,500 is fine.
We're going to make those fines effective after the deadline date, correct? Perfect.
What 2,500 is. Yeah. We'll get to that one next. Okay.
That's a motion to
Yeah,
affirm the order
motion
of
to affirm the order,
enforcement,
yeah.
enforcement and assess a $2,500 fine for willful failure to comply.
Yep.
Should the work not be completed before the deadline date of October 30th.
Correct.
Second.
Motion and second, further discussion and consideration? Not hearing anything further, at this time we'll call the question in favor of the motion to affirm the order of enforcement as written and assess a $2,500 fine for willful failure to comply pending the deadline date of October 30th. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries, and the order of enforcement is affirmed as written. Next item is property 765, 769 East Washington Street. Is there a motion to bring that to the floor for consideration?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Commissioner Paul.
Yes, that property is also owned by Hanover Lending LLC, 2042 Broadway Street, Fort Wayne, Indiana. This one, this property dates back to October 28th of 2024. I had noticed that the back porch roof was, and the support post in the middle was falling out and the roof was caving in. I had sent the owner, Brian Shopper, an email to inform him of the conditions and bring it to his attention. I did not get a reply. On January 9th, 2025, I sent him another email, and I had, let me see, come here. I'd sent him another email, I'm sorry. Then on February 27th, 2025, I sent them a letter along with pictures informing them that what was going on. And then since they had done nothing, we were going to be setting up a full inspection. In April, I tried calling them again, spoke with the property manager, maintenance person, spoke with them again in June. And then we ended up doing the inspection on September 30th, 2025. After no response from them, nothing being done, nothing being corrected. On this property, there are 10 unsafe violations, 9 minimum housing violations, along with 7 corrective measures for compliance, with a deadline date of October 30th, 2025. It would be my recommendation to, again, affirm the order of enforcement, a deadline date of October 30th, then have them come back during the November 3rd Board of Works meeting.
Discussion or consideration by board members.
I'd like to make a motion that we affirm the order of enforcement, the deadline date of October 30th, assess a fine of $5,000 for willful failure to comply to be paid after October 30th or when they determine the work has been completed.
A motion to affirm the order as written and assess a $5,000 fine for willful failure to comply.
Second.
Motion and second. Further discussion and consideration of the motion? Seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of the motion to affirm the order as written and assess the fine as discussed. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and the order of enforcement is affirmed as written. Thank you.
Thanks, Chad.
Not aware of any miscellaneous items for the good of the order today. We'll move along to accounts payable. Is there a motion to authorize bills incurred by the city of Huntington?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Further discussion, consideration of accounts payable? Call the question in favor of authorizing payment of the bills incurred by the city of Huntington. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Finally, is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great week. We are adjourned.